Hey there, welcome to the video. Hope you're having a great day. Hey, I just want to go over Acts 16:18. Basically, what typically happens is somebody told, oh, yeah, the church was built on Peter. And they believe that. And then they bring that with them in the scriptures, and they kind of see it, and they close the Bible, good enough for me. And the same thing with Isaiah 22. They're told, oh, this is referring to Peter. They open their Bible, oh, that's good enough for me, and then they close it. But if we do a little deeper and more in-depth look, realize that's just not the case. So I have here Isaiah 22. I just have a bunch of passages where you can see if there's a foreshadow of anybody, you'll see what is actually a foreshadow. Get a bigger full picture. So I'm not going to spend any time on Isaiah 22, okay? But Matthew 16, if we look at John 1, chapter 1, verse 41, 42 first, this is when Peter confessed Jesus as the Christ, and this was before he confessed Jesus as Christ in Matthew 16. So he did it more than once. Okay, the first one is based on flesh and blood revealing it to him. Okay, somebody told him this is the Christ. Okay, that's just based on flesh and blood. Nothing spiritual going on there. Okay, just me talking. It's just based on flesh and blood. Okay. It's the spiritual understanding though. So, alrighty. So, so what you see in red is based on flesh and blood, and the green is the spirit. However, I have here in green, this is really a foreshadow of the conversation that takes place in Matthew 16. Okay. So it's not quite green yet. He's actually still red. There's flesh and blood. So basically, what do I mean by that? When you compare John 1, chapter 1, verse 41 to 42 to Matthew 16, you'll see that here it's based on flesh and blood, and this conversation here is based on the Spirit, where Jesus said, "Blessed art thou, Simon Bar-Jonah, for flesh and blood had not revealed it to you, but my Father which is in heaven." So this is a spiritual matter, the green, okay? So where the Father gets the Spirit? Go right down here. When Jesus was on the cross, this is in Luke chapter 22, I think. But verse 46, this is when he was on the cross. And when Jesus cried out with a loud voice, he said, "Father, into your hands I commit my spirit." Having said this, he gave up the last breath to go. So that is where we get the Spirit from, that the church is built upon. So what happened here when Peter confessed Jesus Christ this time, we go to 1 John 5:1, whoever believes that Jesus Christ is the born of God, and everyone that loves him that begets the Son, also that is begotten of him. I'm not a fan of King James, 16th century King James, but here's a contrast that really helps us out here. 10. So here's what really helps us out. For with the heart man believes unto righteousness, and with the mouth confess made into salvation. Okay, so it's with the heart one believes, not in the head. Okay, so basically this here is based on the head. Okay, believing in the head. This is more believing the heart. Okay, this is more of a heart matter. Alrighty, so hopefully that makes sense. So that is the difference here between believing your head versus believing your heart. Okay, so this is believing the head, and this is believing the heart. Okay, so there's a change that took place inside of Peter. So we're dealing with the internal to Peter. We're so used to, as human beings, looking at the outward of things, and that's one of the reasons why it's the difficult passage. But if we compare these two passages, we get a better sense of the contrast between the outward versus the inward. Alrighty, so. So Luke 17, 20 to 21, the kingdom of God is inside of you. That's what's going on here. Psalm 62, 6 to 7, salvation of the Lord. Okay, salvation now of Peter. Okay, Peter himself says that refer to living stones. So at this point, Peter's not a living stone yet. Okay, not until here, when he confessed Jesus Christ, where the Father revealed to him, now he is a living stone, and he's the first one according to the Bible this happened to, which kind of entitled him to talk about the living stones for the rest of us who are living stones. Okay, he's kind of the first. So Jesus Christ being the chief cornerstone, and the first living stone with Peter, and from there we're all living stones. Okay, so and this all entails the kingdom inside of us. Okay, so when Peter given the keys to the kingdom, okay, it's dealing with the internal kingdom. Okay, and so basically, what's going on here when Peter is sharing the gospel that the binding and loosing to and from heaven. Now, it started off with the Jewish people, okay? Just the Jewish people. So this mission was carried out among the disciples as well. They also had the keys in the kingdom, binding and loosing. So it just wasn't just Peter, okay? We have to ask ourselves, what are the keys for? Oh, okay, for the binding and loosing, for the kingdom, okay? Then we get a better sense of what's going on, okay? And then salvation through Christ, not Peter. Okay, so the key to understanding this here, what is the church built upon? Is it built upon flesh and blood or the Spirit? And once we recognize that it's built on the Spirit, well, the only Spirit that's life-giving was by Christ. Okay, so He is the rock that the church is built upon. It's a spiritual-based church. You also have people that go to church that did not have the Spirit. They're just flesh and blood, okay? And when they go around saying that Peter, the church built upon Peter, from their perspective, they're just flesh and blood, okay? So in their mind, that's true, alrighty? But those who actually become born again know that the church, it's a spiritual matter. It's a spirit that overcome the gates of Hades, overcome the gates of death. The spiritual matter. Flesh and blood does not overcome Hades. Okay? Just like Jesus said, it's the Spirit that quickens. The flesh profit nothing. The word I speak to you, they are spirit and they are life. Okay? The flesh profits nothing. Alrighty? So I hope that makes sense to you. The church, the real church, is built on Christ. And the church who based on flesh and blood, and I'm talking about individuals here. I'm not talking about any entity, any institution. Okay, just individuals who call themselves a church, but are really not part of church. They're just flesh and blood. Okay, they're not spirit. They don't have the Spirit inside of them. So that's what happened to Peter. The Spirit was inside of him. And that's what's different about this confession of Jesus Christ, Matthew 16 versus John 1, where he's just flesh and blood at that point. All right, so anyway, I hope that makes sense. Hope there's a little contrast there. It's so good to compare passages and really think through things. That's one of the aspects of hermeneutics. We really have to think through what we're reading carefully, It's so easy to read things too fast, and I've been guilty of that myself too. So anyway, thank you very much, and hope this you find this video edifying in your studies, and hope you continue to have a great day. Thank you.